If you ever see that post, don't click it. I don't care how curious you are, how harmless it looks, or what it says. It's not just another listing. I didn't believe it either, at first. I thought the warnings were internet paranoia, the kind of creepypasta nonsense people write to scare themselves before bed. But the ad is real. I know, because I found it. Or maybe it found me. It popped up while I was searching Craigslist for something simple. An old camera, nothing special. But this ad wasn't in any category I'd clicked. It just appeared at the top of my screen, bold and pulsing, like it was waiting. The title read, "Found what you've been looking for." It used my name, my exact location, even mentioned something I'd never said out loud, something private I'd only thought about. That's when I realized this wasn't an algorithm or coincidence. Someone, or something, had been watching me long before I opened that page. I tried to screenshot it, but the image glitched and vanished. When I refreshed, the listing was gone. They say it reappears sometimes, for certain people. It wasn't an ad for an item. It was an ad for me. Transition. It started when I was looking for an old camera. Nothing weird, nothing dark, just a deal. I've always been a Craigslist guy. When you're a broke college student with a caffeine addiction and rent that eats half your soul, you learn to survive on secondhand everything. Secondhand books, secondhand furniture, secondhand dreams. Craigslist was my guilty pleasure. It's like a thrift store and a psychological experiment had a baby. Half great deals, half proof that humanity shouldn't be left unsupervised. Most nights, I'd scroll through listings just to see what kind of chaos people were trying to offload. I once saw someone selling a lightly used coffin. Another ad simply read, "Free dog. Slightly haunted." That's the internet for you. Equal parts comedy and cautionary tale. That night, though, I was being practical. I needed a camera for a photography class. My budget, $10. My expectations, 0. But then I saw it. Old DSLR, $10. Must pick up tonight. The title was simple, but the description caught me off guard. Perfect for someone who's been having trouble sleeping lately. I laughed. Dark circles, insomnia, and now a camera promising to fix it? Maybe Craigslist was psychic. Or maybe it was phishing. Still, something about the tone felt familiar. The ad used the same phrasing I'd written in one of my own posts months ago. Quick pickup only, please. Coincidence, I told myself. People copy and paste all the time. But as I reread the listing, I noticed it mentioned my part of town, too specific to be random. I hesitated only for a moment before clicking the contact button. The reply came instantly, like it had been waiting. Available. Must come tonight. Address below. I told myself it was nothing. People overshare online all the time. But the address changed everything. The address took me to a quiet neighborhood on the edge of town. One of those places where every house looks cloned from the same blueprint. But something was off. The number on the mailbox didn't match the one from the ad. In fact, there was no number at all. Just a blank strip of metal, scraped clean, as if someone had sanded it down. I texted the seller again. "Hey, I think I'm here." The reply came instantly. "Yes. Come in. Door is open." No name. No punctuation. Just words. Cold, efficient, like an auto-generated response. I should have turned around right then. But the porch light was on, flickering in a slow, nervous rhythm, and curiosity always wins with me. The door creaked open with a push. The air inside felt heavy, humid, like the house hadn't been aired out in years. "Hello," I called out. Nothing. Somewhere beneath me, the faint sound of shuffling. Slow, irregular, like someone dragging a bag of sand across concrete. The smell hit next, wet metal and something that was breathing. There was one light on, a single yellow glow coming from the basement. The steps groaned under me as I descended, dust swirling like gnats in the stale air. When I reached the bottom, I froze. A table sat in the center of the room, and on it, an old DSLR camera. Next to it was a piece of paper, a printed photograph. It was me, standing outside my apartment earlier that day, keys in hand, looking down at my phone. I didn't remember anyone following me. I didn't remember anyone even there. But the picture was sharp, perfectly framed, like someone had been standing right in front of me. I picked it up, my fingers trembling, and saw the timestamp printed in the corner. The date was today. The time, 15 minutes from now. I should have left right then, but curiosity's a parasite. It whispers that you can still make sense of it. My pulse hammered so hard I could hear it in my ears. I dropped the photo and backed toward the stairs, but before I could move another step, my phone buzzed. A new text from Tom. Take the photo too. I froze. The basement was silent except for the faint hum of the old light bulb overhead. I hadn't told him I was down there. I hadn't even said I'd arrived. The phone buzzed again. Take the photo. That's when I noticed the walls. What I thought was peeling wallpaper wasn't paper at all. It was photographs. Dozens of them. Hundreds maybe. Each one printed and taped edge to edge. All strangers. All in that same frozen moment of fear. Arms mid-reach. Eyes wide. Mouths open. A few faces were smudged or half erased, like someone had rubbed them out with their thumb. In others, the faces weren't human at all. Something creaked above me. A slow, deliberate step. Then another. The sound didn't match the rhythm of normal footsteps. Too uneven. Too heavy on one side, like someone dragging a limp leg. I turned off my phone's flashlight and ducked into a narrow storage closet. My breath caught in my throat as dust filled my nose. I clutched the camera, thinking it might be worth something. Thinking maybe if I took it, I could prove this wasn't just some prank. Through the tiny crack in the door, I raised the viewfinder and looked through the lens. At first, nothing. Just the empty basement and the dim bulb flickering overhead. But then, movement. Shapes began crawling across the ceiling, faint, translucent, like shadows made of smoke. They were watching me, not moving toward me, just watching. Their heads cocked in unnatural tilts, like curious animals waiting for a command. I bit my lip to keep from screaming. One of them moved closer to the door, and I swear it looked right into the camera lens. I bolted. The closet door slammed behind me as I sprinted up the stairs, every creak of the steps echoing like gunshots. The front door flung open before I even touched the knob. Cold air rushed in, heavy with rain. I didn't stop running until I was back in my car, engine roaring, tires screaming against the curb. I didn't look back. When I got home, I dropped the camera on my desk and collapsed onto my bed, shaking. My phone buzzed again, one last text. Thank you for picking up. The screen of the camera flickered on by itself. The lens extended, clicking softly, and the red recording light began to blink. I watched in disbelief as it turned toward my bed, toward me. Every time I turned it off, it powered itself back on, uploading new clips to a folder I couldn't find. In one of them, there was a reflection behind me. Someone crouched where the camera used to sit. I tried deleting the footage, but it always came back. New files, new faces, same house. I didn't sleep that night. The camera sat across the room. Its lens pointed straight at me like an open eye that refused to blink. I tried unplugging it, taking out the battery, even wrapping it in a blanket, but every time I turned away, I'd hear the faint whir of it turning back on. By morning, exhaustion won. I slumped into my chair and opened my laptop. The folder I'd tried to delete had reappeared, this time labeled recording_001. My hand trembled as I clicked it open. The video showed my apartment. Same dim lighting, same mess of clothes and empty cans, but the angle was wrong. It wasn't filmed from the camera sitting on my desk. It was filmed from inside the wall vent. In the background, I could see myself, sleeping, breathing softly. Then, just before the timestamp reached 3:17, something shifted behind me in the footage. The shadows rippled, and a pale hand, long, too thin, like something stretched its skin over wire, brushed my shoulder. I flinched watching it, even though I hadn't moved when it happened. The clip ended with a burst of static. When the image cleared, I was staring at the Craigslist homepage. My cursor moved on its own. It scrolled through listings until it stopped on one that made my stomach drop. Used DSLR, $10, must pick up tonight. But this time, the seller's name wasn't Tom. It was mine. My name, my email, my address, my photo, the same one from that basement, the one I thought I'd left behind. A new message appeared on my phone before I could even close the browser. Someone will pick you up tonight. I stared at the words until the screen dimmed. Then I looked at the camera. The red light blinked once, twice, and then stopped. For the first time since all this started, the silence was absolute. It wasn't just a haunted camera. It was an invitation. I checked again this morning. The post is back, but it's missing the photo. I think they already sold me. If anyone's seen an ad for a used camera with my name on it, don't answer it. I haven't slept properly since I posted this. I keep telling myself it's over, that the files are gone, that the listing's been taken down for good. But every time I open my browser, no matter the device, no matter the VPN, it's there. Sometimes it's hidden in the recommended section. Sometimes it's an ad for something harmless, free couch, cheap bike, room for rent. But when I click, the page flickers and that same photo loads. My name, my face. The worst part? It isn't just on Craigslist anymore. I've seen it embedded in unrelated sites, even forums that have nothing to do with selling. And lately, I've noticed it changes based on who's looking. Friends I've warned said the ad used their photos instead, their bedrooms, their reflections. So I need you to listen to me carefully. Don't search for it. If you do, it'll use your camera next. Distorted typing noises. The screen's glitching again. I didn't type that. Listing updated by viewer's IP address. If this video disappears, you'll know it found me again.